Mercury's transit through Virgo is a significant astrological event that brings notable shifts in communication, intellect, health, and business. Occurring between September 23rd and October 10th, 2024, this transit is especially impactful, as Virgo is both Mercury's own sign and its sign of exaltation. This amplifies Mercury's qualities: intellect, communication, commerce, and logic, offering heightened mental clarity and problem-solving abilities during this period. However, challenges arise due to the presence of other planetary influences, including Ketu and the Sun in Virgo. It's important to note that these insights are based on Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference from the tropical zodiac. Mercury's exaltation in Virgo gives it tremendous power, allowing individuals to access sharper analytical skills, heightened attention to detail, and an enhanced ability to communicate effectively. Virgo is known for its meticulous nature and organizational prowess, making this transit ideal for solving complex problems, planning, and paying attention to the finer details in various aspects of life. During this time, there will be an emphasis on precision in communication and intellectual pursuits. People are likely to find themselves more focused and able to engage in tasks that require concentration and critical thinking. The influence of Mercury in Virgo enhances one's ability to break down complex information and make logical decisions, which can benefit both professional and personal life. However, this focus on details can also lead to overthinking and analysis paralysis, as Virgo's tendency to be overly critical and perfectionistic may be heightened. It's important to strike a balance between thoroughness and letting go of minor imperfections. Otherwise, the energy of this transit could lead to unnecessary stress and mental strain. Virgo also governs health and routine, so this transit is a good time to focus on improving daily habits, such as diet, exercise, and overall self-care. Mercury in Virgo encourages a practical approach to wellness, urging individuals to establish routines that promote both physical and mental well-being. It is an excellent time to implement new health regimens, make dietary adjustments, or seek medical advice to address ongoing health issues. However, the conjunction of Mercury with Ketu and the Sun in Virgo may introduce some challenges. Ketu, known for its detaching influence, could create confusion or distractions related to health matters. This may manifest as uncertainty around medical treatments or health routines, especially if there is an inclination to overanalyze symptoms or health reports. It's important to stay grounded during this time and seek professional advice rather than relying solely on self-diagnosis or worry. The upcoming solar eclipse on October 2nd in Virgo brings additional heat and intensity to health matters. The energy of this event could cause some individuals to experience burnout or physical exhaustion, especially if they are prone to perfectionism or overworking. Therefore, it's essential to pace oneself and take breaks to maintain both mental and physical balance. Mercury's transit through Virgo offers a period of professional clarity and increased productivity. This is a time when individuals can excel in their work, particularly in fields that require precision, analytical thinking, and detailed organization. Jobs related to communication, writing, teaching, finance, and health are particularly favored during this transit. People in managerial or organizational roles may find themselves excelling as they can manage their teams or projects with greater efficiency. However, the professional arena will not be without its hurdles. The conjunction of Mercury with Ketu and the Sun may create obstacles, particularly in business and contractual relationships. Those involved in partnerships may face communication issues or misunderstandings, which could lead to temporary delays or disruptions. Governmental or bureaucratic restrictions could emerge, especially concerning paperwork or legalities, causing frustrations or slowdowns in business dealings. It is essential to exercise patience and attention to detail during this time. Double-checking all paperwork and documentation is recommended, as errors or oversights may lead to financial losses or professional setbacks. On the positive side, with careful planning and an organized approach, many of these challenges can be mitigated, and consistent effort will eventually yield success. Mercury's transit through Virgo places a strong emphasis on communication in relationships, both personal and professional. During this period, conversations are likely to be more detail-oriented. However, the downside is that the critical energy of Virgo can also make individuals more prone to harsh words, judgmental attitudes, or a tendency to overanalyze interpersonal dynamics. However, Ketu's energy tends to detach or obscure clarity, which can lead to emotional confusion or a sense of disconnection in partnerships. In marriage or close relationships, there may be a tendency to overthink issues, creating unnecessary tension or conflict. This is a time when individuals may feel a sense of detachment from their partner, causing them to question the strength or validity of their relationships. The best approach during this transit is to focus on clear, compassionate communication and to avoid nitpicking or overanalyzing minor issues. It's important to be mindful of one's words, as Mercury's influence can make even small comments feel sharper or more cutting than intended. By practicing patience and understanding, relationships can survive this period of heightened scrutiny. It's crucial to recognize Mercury as a neutral planet that adopts the traits of planets it associates with. Thus, its impact during transits depends on its planetary alignments. In the absence of such connections, it reflects the nature of the ruling planet of the sign it's in. Mercury symbolizes communication influenced by surroundings, mirroring how conversations reflect one's company. In essence, Mercury's transit triggers curiosity regarding matters related to the house it traverses, prompting information gathering and sharing, aligning with Mercury's fundamental nature to communicate and exchange knowledge. To assess the impact of this transit, it's crucial to consider your ascendant and moon signs. The ascendant sign provides insights into the timing of life events, while the moon sign reveals how you'll emotionally respond to these changes. Consider the position of your current Maha-dasha lord in your birth chart, as it can shed light on how these transits will influence the recurring themes of your current dasha period. A more precise understanding of the impact of this transit can be gained by examining Mercury's Ashtaka score in Virgo. Keep in mind that the effects of this transit will differ from person to person, contingent on Mercury's interaction with the planets in their individual birth charts, or its transit through the zodiac. It's also worth noting that individuals currently experiencing the influence of Mercury dasha may feel the effects of this transit more intensely. It's important to remember that the effects of this transit will vary for each person. To understand how this transit may affect you based on your zodiac sign and the houses it transits, let's delve into those specifics. For Aries, as Mercury transits into Virgo, this period brings significant influences, particularly as Mercury governs the 3rd and 6th houses. The 6th house, where Mercury will now be positioned, governs areas like health, competition, enemies, and routine work. With Mercury being exalted in Virgo, this transition promises both positive and challenging outcomes in different aspects of life. The transit of Mercury into the 6th house for Aries may bring some health challenges. This could manifest as ailments or minor illnesses that require your attention. However, the strength of Mercury in Virgo provides the resilience and mental clarity necessary to tackle these issues head-on. This period may encourage Aries individuals to explore alternative healing methods, such as natural remedies, which will not only aid recovery but also enhance overall well-being. Given that Ketu, the headless, detached planet, will also be present in the 6th house, it could create a sense of detachment or negligence towards minor health concerns. This detachment could lead to fatigue, anxiety, or even nervous-related issues such as headaches or sleeplessness. Therefore, it is important to stay vigilant about health and not ignore any signs of discomfort. Healing practices, perhaps even spiritual rituals like practicing mindfulness, could be highly beneficial during this period. On the work front, the combination of Mercury with the Sun in Virgo will form the powerful yoga in the 6th house, which promises remarkable progress in professional life. Aries individuals will experience an increased ability to think analytically and tackle complex issues with precision, particularly in daily work routines and service-related matters. This heightened intellect will allow you to outshine competitors and stand out in your field, whether you are an employee or a business owner. You may receive recognition for your hard work, honesty, and dedication. Promotions, salary hikes, or financial gains are indicated during this period. However, despite these successes, it's essential to remain cautious about your behavior and communication with colleagues and superiors. Mercury's sharpness combined with Ketu's detachment might lead to impulsive decisions or overly critical interactions, which could strain relationships in the workplace. Ketu's presence also suggests that you may develop an attitude of detachment towards petty conflicts or office politics. You might decide to avoid unnecessary arguments, litigation, or rivalry, preferring to focus on the bigger picture rather than get caught up in trivial matters. While this can be positive in terms of maintaining peace and focus, it's important not to completely disregard certain competitive aspects, as doing so could result in missed opportunities. Mercury's transit in Virgo also brings good news for personal relationships. The 6th house's influence will allow you to maintain a cordial relationship with your partner or spouse, and there will be a sense of warmth and understanding in your romantic life. This is a favorable time to spend quality moments with loved ones, which will strengthen bonds and promote harmony. However, it's important to note that Ketu's influence can sometimes create an emotional distance or lack of interest in certain aspects of personal relationships. You may feel less inclined to engage in trivial conversations or romantic gestures. It's essential to strike a balance between detachment and emotional engagement to ensure your relationships remain strong and fulfilling. As Mars continues to transit Gemini, casting its fourth aspect on Virgo, and Saturn remains retrograde in Aquarius, the period may also bring some challenges in terms of communication and daily routines. Mars' aspect on the sixth house could create a sense of urgency in dealing with issues related to competition, health, and work. You might feel compelled to push forward aggressively, but with Saturn in retrograde, delays or obstacles may slow your progress. This push-pull dynamic could lead to frustration if you're not mindful of how to manage your time and energy. In addition, the conjunction of Mercury and Ketu in the sixth house suggests potential disruptions in communication, especially when dealing with colleagues, subordinates, or competitors. Ketu's energy may cause a disconnect between your thoughts and your ability to express them clearly, leading to misunderstandings or delays in negotiations, particularly related to loans, contracts, or legal matters. Court cases or pending legal issues may face delays, and efforts to resolve them could require extra patience. The upcoming solar eclipse on October 2nd further amplifies this energy. With the Sun, Mercury, and Ketu in the sixth house, there is a heightened focus on resolving long-standing conflicts, be they related to work, health, or competition. The eclipse may bring sudden revelations or changes that prompt you to rethink your approach to these areas. Pay attention to the details during this period and avoid rushing into decisions, as the eclipse energy can bring both endings and new beginnings in unexpected ways. Financially, Mercury's transit through Virgo could bring some gains, particularly from professional efforts. However, it is important to be mindful of expenditure. Ketu's detachment could lead to unexpected or careless spending, so it's advisable to maintain a disciplined approach to managing your finances. If you are dealing with loans or debts, this period may require you to reassess your financial strategies. With Mercury ruling the third house, efforts put into business ventures, contracts, or communication-related activities may bring returns, albeit with some delays due to Saturn's retrograde. Overall, Mercury's transit in Virgo for Aries individuals brings a period of intellectual growth, professional success, and improved relationships. However, health concerns, financial caution, and the potential for detachment in both personal and professional life require careful management. By balancing the positive aspects of this transit with mindfulness and patience, Aries individuals can navigate this period successfully. Taurus individuals will experience significant impacts during the Mercury transit through Virgo, particularly in their fifth house, which governs education, love relationships, children, and creativity. With Mercury governing both the second house of speech, wealth, and family in the fifth house, this transit will highlight these areas, bringing both challenges and opportunities. In your personal life, especially in love relationships, this transit could bring some complications. Mercury in the fifth house typically enhances communication, allowing couples to express themselves more clearly. However, this transit's conjunction with the Sun and Ketu may cause some tension. Ketu's influence tends to bring a sense of detachment, which could cause misunderstandings or arguments in romantic relationships. You may find yourself feeling distant from your partner or struggling to maintain emotional connections. The Sun's conjunction can lead to ego clashes, as you might unknowingly become more dominant in your relationships. It's crucial to remain flexible and avoid being overbearing to keep harmony. Your love life could still see moments of happiness and warmth. With conscious efforts to balance your assertiveness, you and your partner can spend quality time together. However, the influence of Ketu might cause periods of disillusionment, making you question your bond or emotional closeness. Mercury's transit in the fifth house will also have an impact on your relationship with children. Communication with them might improve, but there could also be moments of detachment due to Ketu's presence. Parents may need to adopt a more patient and nurturing approach, as children could bring karmic or spiritual lessons during this time. The possibility of unconventional parenting approaches might arise, as Ketu brings non-traditional influences. It's important to avoid impulsive decisions regarding your children's education or well-being and instead focus on long-term outcomes. In addition to family dynamics, Mercury in Virgo emphasizes education, and this is particularly relevant if you're pursuing academic goals or helping your children with theirs. While Mercury typically enhances intellectual abilities, the conjunction with Ketu suggests potential roadblocks. You might feel confident at first but could encounter unexpected challenges midway, such as miscommunication, minor mistakes, or delays in results. Ketu tends to cloud judgment, so while you may feel highly analytical and sure of yourself, it's essential to double-check your work to avoid pitfalls. Professionally, this transit brings a mix of gains and challenges. Mercury's influence in Virgo, its exaltation sign, means you'll approach work with a sharp and analytical mindset. This will benefit you in areas that require critical thinking, problem-solving, and communication. Negotiating deals, securing clients, or making strategic decisions will come easily. For independent entrepreneurs, this transit is favorable for long-term investments, but caution is needed in making impulsive financial decisions. The presence of Mars in your second house may ignite your ambitions, but it also brings a risk of ego-driven conflicts, especially in communication. You may need to work on controlling your speech and avoiding confrontations with colleagues or clients. In terms of wealth, the second house is governed by Mercury, and its transit through Virgo might stimulate a desire to explore new hobbies or speculative investments. It's advisable to avoid impulsive spending or investments without thorough research. While gains are possible, the presence of Ketu suggests that illusions or misinformation could cloud your judgment, particularly in speculative markets like stocks or cryptocurrency. Ensure that you do your own research and avoid relying solely on external advice. The presence of Ketu in the fifth house emphasizes spiritual growth and detachment. Taurus individuals may experience moments of introspection, where they feel the need to step back from worldly attachments, especially in areas like love, creativity, or children. Ketu's influence might prompt you to reevaluate your creative pursuits or relationships, pushing you toward more meaningful connections or activities. This detachment is not necessarily negative. Instead, it provides an opportunity for spiritual awakening. During this period, many Taurus individuals may be drawn to spiritual practices like meditation or alternative healing methods. Ketu's presence in the house of speculation and destiny means that this is a time for karmic lessons, especially concerning risk-taking behaviors. Whether in love, finances, or education, quick gains or short-term gratifications may lead to disappointment. It's essential to approach all aspects of life with a balanced and thoughtful mindset, allowing time for introspection before making significant decisions. The period of Mercury's transit through Virgo will also be marked by an impending solar eclipse on October 2nd in your fifth house. This adds another layer of intensity to the already complex dynamics of this transit. Eclipses typically bring sudden changes or revelations, and in this case, they might affect your relationships, creativity, or interactions with children. You may need to brace yourself for unexpected shifts, particularly in areas where you've been experiencing dissatisfaction or stagnation. With Ketu and Mercury conjunct, you might face mental fog, leading to feelings of insecurity or confusion in these areas. However, this transit also encourages you to let go of attachments to outdated ideas or relationships that no longer serve you. The eclipse will be a time to release what's no longer aligned with your personal growth. Overall, the Mercury transit through Virgo is a period of mixed results for Taurus. While it brings intellectual growth and opportunities for professional success, the conjunction with Ketu introduces a level of unpredictability and detachment. In personal relationships, especially in love and with children, it's important to remain flexible and avoid dominance or ego clashes. Financially, cautious investments are favored, but speculative ventures should be approached with care. Spiritual growth is a significant theme, and this transit offers an opportunity to detach from material concerns and focus on personal evolution. While challenges are inevitable, this period can ultimately lead to growth and deeper understanding. Gemini individuals will experience significant shifts during Mercury's transit through Virgo in both their personal and professional lives. Mercury, which governs the first house and the fourth house of domestic life for Gemini, will be exalted in its own sign Virgo, where it resides in the fourth house. This transit will emphasize areas related to home, family, emotions, and property. However, with Mercury being joined by Sun and influenced by the karmic node Ketu, this period may bring both opportunities and challenges, especially in the areas of communication, emotional well-being, and familial relationships. Mercury's transit through the fourth house, the domain of home, emotions, and family, will bring attention to the domestic sphere. This is a time when you may feel more focused on creating stability and comfort at home. The fourth house also represents your relationship with your mother, and during this period, your mother may experience success and recognition. It could be a great time to reconnect with family, redecorate your home, or invest in property. However, despite the favorable energy, challenges may arise due to the conjunction of Mercury with Ketu and Sun, as well as Mars's influence from the first house. Emotionally, this transit may stir a sense of dissatisfaction or detachment. Ketu's presence in Virgo during this time may make you feel as though your efforts in family matters are not being fully reciprocated, leading to feelings of being overlooked or emotionally disconnected. While you might expect love and care from family members, the transit could create a gap between expectations and reality. The conjunction with the Sun, which brings ego and authority, may also intensify these emotional tensions, making you more prone to expressing frustration within your family. As a result, some Geminis might feel isolated or unappreciated, potentially leading to emotional detachment. Although this period may bring some emotional ups and downs, it will also provide you with valuable lessons in emotional resilience. The transit's conclusion will leave you stronger and more independent, teaching you the importance of balancing personal responsibilities without overburdening yourself with expectations from others. With Mars in the first house, you may be reminded of your duties and responsibilities, and Saturn's retrograde aspect on the sixth house will reinforce the need for discipline in daily life. One of the key challenges of this transit will be maintaining harmony in your personal relationships, especially within the family. Mercury's conjunction with the Sun may inflate your ego, causing communication breakdowns or misunderstandings with loved ones. The tendency to assert dominance in discussions or become overly critical could strain your relationships with your spouse, siblings, or other family members. For married couples, there may be changes in your spouse's career, with the possibility of a job switch or a shift in professional responsibilities. These changes may bring temporary disruption, but ultimately, they could present opportunities for growth, particularly in jobs related to research or projects that offer more autonomy. Despite the disruptions, there are bright spots on the horizon for your relationships. Venus, the planet governing love and harmony, will transit through your fifth house during this period, bringing positivity to your romantic relationships. This alignment will help you spend quality time with your partner, strengthening the bond between you both, even as the fourth house remains in flux. Mercury's transit through the fourth house is typically beneficial for professional progress, particularly in real estate and property-related fields. If you are involved in buying or selling property, this transit could bring financial gains. However, with Ketu present in the fourth house, there is a potential for obstacles in property dealings, such as disputes or paperwork issues. You should remain cautious and thorough in all real estate transactions to avoid any surprises or complications. For those not involved in property, this transit will still boost your professional life. Your communication skills and intellectual approach will be noticed by superiors, potentially leading to a promotion or salary increase. However, due to the influence of Sun and Ketu, there may be unexpected delays or minor frustrations that require patience and persistence. If you're planning to purchase a vehicle or invest in property, be mindful of potential roadblocks. Mercury's otherwise positive energy is somewhat hindered by Ketu, so make sure all contracts and documents are double-checked. Another significant aspect of this transit is the possibility of relocation. Whether due to emotional dissatisfaction or logistical reasons, you may feel compelled to move to a new place. This could be temporary, such as moving for work, or a more permanent shift due to property-related issues. Ketu's influence could complicate matters, leading to a sense of unease or unpredictability surrounding your home environment. However, this relocation could ultimately be beneficial, providing a fresh start or new opportunities for personal growth. Mercury, as the ruler of the first and fourth houses, represents intellectual capacity and communication, and its exaltation in Virgo enhances these qualities. You may find yourself excelling in areas that require analytical thinking, problem-solving, and detailed planning. However, disruptions may occur, particularly for students. The conjunction of Mercury with Ketu could lead to confusion or distractions, making it harder to focus on studies or complete coursework. However, any setbacks will likely be brief, and the presence of Venus in the fifth house will provide a creative boost that can help overcome obstacles. Overall, Mercury's transit through Virgo will bring a period of intense focus on home, emotions, and family for Gemini individuals. While this transit offers many opportunities for professional growth and intellectual pursuits, it also presents challenges, particularly in relationships and emotional well-being. Detachment and dissatisfaction may arise, but these difficulties will ultimately lead to personal growth and emotional resilience. The key to navigating this transit successfully lies in maintaining balance and avoiding ego-driven conflicts, especially in familial relationships. As the transit progresses, Geminis will emerge stronger, more independent, and better equipped to handle future challenges. Cancer individuals are poised to experience significant shifts in various aspects of life during Mercury's transit through Virgo. Mercury, being the ruler of the 12th and 3rd houses for Cancer, will be transiting through the 3rd house, a placement that brings attention to areas such as communication, siblings, hobbies, short-distance travel, and skills. The energy of Mercury's exaltation in Virgo amplifies intellectual sharpness, precision in communication, and the development of mental and technical skills. However, the influence of other planetary energies, particularly Ketu and Mars, introduces challenges in relationships and personal growth. The exaltation of Mercury in Virgo ensures that your communication during this period will be precise, analytical, and highly intellectual. However, despite this mental clarity, you may find yourself facing a dip in self-confidence. The transit could dredge up unresolved emotional fears, perhaps involving past traumas or conflicts, causing inner turmoil. This may lead to moments where you second-guess yourself or feel insecure, especially in situations that require assertiveness and clear decision-making. Conflict, particularly with siblings and close friends, may arise during this transit. Words can become entangled, and misunderstandings might escalate into conflicts that affect your relationships with people in your immediate circle. The 3rd house governs not only communication but also siblings, and with Mercury in this position, you may struggle to maintain harmonious interactions with your brothers or sisters. Misunderstandings or feelings of emotional detachment could lead to strained relationships during this time, making it essential to approach conversations with patience and diplomacy. On the professional front, this transit presents a mixed bag of opportunities and challenges. The placement of Mercury in Virgo allows for clarity in thought, precision in communication, and a sharpened ability to analyze and solve problems. If your work involves communication, intellectual pursuits, or media, this period will likely bring a surge in productivity and success. Whether it's through writing, public speaking, or social media engagement, the energy of Mercury in Virgo can propel you into the spotlight. Short-term fame or recognition, especially in intellectual or technical fields, is a possibility, and you may gain appreciation for your efforts and talents. Ketu's influence in the 3rd house introduces a sense of detachment and isolation, which may counterbalance the intellectual success with feelings of emotional distance from colleagues and family members. You might find yourself withdrawing from social interactions or struggling to connect with others on an emotional level, leading to a somewhat solitary experience. While your intellect and work performance will soar, the same cannot necessarily be said for your personal connections. The influence of Ketu, combined with the transit of Mars, could make you feel less connected to your colleagues and friends, even as you achieve professional success. This transit may also bring some financial setbacks. The 3rd house, while primarily associated with communication and siblings, is linked to short-distance travel, and you may find yourself embarking on journeys that are resourceful and enriching. However, financial losses or unexpected expenses related to these trips may occur. Mercury, as the ruler of the 12th house, which governs losses and expenses, warns of potential financial hiccups. You might need to be cautious with your expenditures, particularly those related to short-term travel or communication devices such as buying a new phone or other technology. In terms of professional contracts and business deals, there is a possibility that these two could face delays or obstacles. The influence of Mars and Ketu in the mix may cause disruptions in paperwork or legal matters, so it's wise to approach contracts and formal agreements with extra caution during this period. The placement of Mercury in the 3rd house, combined with its rulership over the 12th house, can stir up tensions within your family, particularly with your siblings. Emotional disconnection and strained communication could arise, leading to feelings of isolation or even resentment. These issues could stem from unresolved conflicts, or a sense that your support network is not as strong as it once was. The feelings of emotional detachment may make it difficult to maintain the close, affectionate bonds you desire with your family. Mercury's conjunction with the Sun in Virgo amplifies this emotional tension. While your mind will be sharp, your emotional state could suffer. The combination of the Sun and Mercury, while beneficial for clear-headedness and focus, could make you more ego-driven in your relationships. As a result, you may come across as more self-centered, unintentionally distancing yourself from those who are important to you. This is particularly relevant in your familial relationships, where your desire for validation or recognition could cloud your ability to maintain harmonious and loving connections. Engaging in meditation practices can provide some relief during this emotionally turbulent time. The 12th house, ruled by Mercury, also signifies spiritual retreats and introspection, and this transit encourages a period of reflection and self-care. Spiritual practices could help you regain balance and bring much-needed mental and emotional clarity. Health concerns, particularly those related to your siblings, could arise during this transit. Ketu's influence in the 3rd house, combined with Mars' energy in the 12th, may indicate health challenges or accidents involving siblings. It's important to remain vigilant about their well-being and to take proactive steps to address any emerging health issues promptly. The emphasis on mental health is strong during this transit. The combination of emotional stress, financial challenges, and relationship strain could take a toll on your well-being. Meditation, yoga, and other forms of mindfulness practices are highly recommended to maintain balance and inner peace. Overall, Mercury's transit through Virgo will be a period of intellectual growth, professional success, and enhanced communication skills for Cancer individuals. However, it will also bring emotional challenges, particularly in familial relationships and personal well-being. Maintaining patience, focusing on clear communication, and engaging in spiritual practices will help mitigate the negative effects of this transit. For Leo individuals, Mercury's transit through Virgo holds significant potential for both financial gains and personal growth. Mercury rules your 2nd and 11th houses, which are the houses of finances, wealth, family, and social networks. As it transits through Virgo, which is Mercury's exaltation sign, you can expect a sharp increase in wealth-related matters, communication skills, and intellectual abilities. However, the influence of Ketu and the Sun may also bring certain challenges, especially regarding emotional detachment, overanalysis, and impulsive decisions in personal and financial matters. This transit promises financial gains, especially from sources such as family, inheritance, and elder siblings. You might receive unexpected gifts or financial support from relatives, and those in business or working professionals, particularly in fields related to communication, sales, media, or law, will see enhanced financial success. There is potential for profits from secondary sources like investments or side projects. However, Ketu's influence in your 2nd house might lead to a more detached approach to money, as you find yourself questioning the value of material wealth. You may feel inclined to focus on spiritual gains rather than financial growth, leading to possible fluctuations in your monetary situation. This duality may cause unpredictable income patterns. While at times you may experience a windfall, at others, it may seem like your earnings are slipping away. Therefore, it is crucial to manage your finances carefully, avoiding unnecessary or excessive expenditures, particularly during this festive season. On the professional front, Mercury's transit will work wonders for Leo individuals, particularly those involved in communication-intensive professions like media, law, sales, or education. Your sharp intellect, analytical skills, and enhanced communication abilities will help you stand out in your workplace. The influence of Mercury in its exaltation sign means you'll have precise and clear communication, which can lead to promotions, recognition, or new business deals. For business professionals, this period might bring fruitful partnerships and profitable deals, especially with the help of your elder siblings or close associates. However, it's important to remain grounded and avoid letting success inflate your ego. The conjunction of Mercury with the Sun might elevate your sense of self-worth, but this could also lead to strained relationships if you come off as overly prideful or dismissive. It's essential to maintain a balanced approach to your achievements, recognizing that collaboration and humility will bring long-term benefits. Mercury's influence on your personal relationships is largely positive. You'll experience harmonious interactions with family members, particularly your parents and siblings. Spending quality time with your family will bring a sense of peace and contentment. The key to sustaining these positive relationships is to avoid ego-driven conflicts, especially since the conjunction of Mercury and the Sun can make you more prone to prideful disagreements. While the overall atmosphere in your home will be warm, there is a cautionary note regarding communication with your siblings. The influence of Ketu and Mars can lead to emotional detachment or miscommunication, which might cause temporary rifts or feelings of isolation. It is crucial to be mindful of your words and avoid impulsive reactions that could escalate minor misunderstandings. The spiritual aspect of this transit is significant for Leo individuals, particularly because of Ketu's presence in the 2nd house. Ketu often drives individuals to seek higher, non-material pursuits, and during this transit, you may find yourself gravitating towards spiritual practices, meditation, or philosophical studies. This might be a time when you question your traditional values and explore unconventional paths to spiritual growth. Your intellectual pursuits will flourish during this transit. Mercury, being the planet of communication and intellect, will sharpen your analytical skills and enhance your ability to focus on intellectual topics. Whether it's learning a new language, delving into research, or exploring new spiritual philosophies, you will find that your mind is clear, sharp, and eager to absorb knowledge. If you are involved in any form of writing, research, or social media, this is an excellent time to put your thoughts into words. The third house, which Mercury rules, is the house of communication, and any creative or intellectual work you engage in now could bring you short-term fame or recognition. However, it's essential to balance this intellectual vigor with emotional connections to avoid feeling isolated. Health-wise, the transit requires some caution. With the second house, also ruling your eating habits and speech, Ketu's influence might lead to erratic food choices or detachment from previously enjoyed indulgences. You might feel inclined towards simpler, more mindful eating habits during this time. However, be mindful of maintaining a balanced diet to avoid any health complications. The exalted Mercury will make your speech more critical and precise, which can work in your favor professionally but might cause friction in personal interactions. It's essential to balance your communication prowess with empathy and emotional intelligence to maintain harmony in your relationships. Overall, Mercury's transit through Virgo brings a period of significant financial growth, professional success, and intellectual development for Leo individuals. However, it also comes with its challenges, particularly concerning emotional detachment, fluctuating finances, and potential misunderstandings with family members. By maintaining a balanced approach to both material and spiritual pursuits and carefully managing your finances and personal relationships, you can navigate this transit with grace and reap its many rewards. For Virgo individuals, the transit of Mercury through Virgo holds significant importance as Mercury is not only the ruler of your first house but also of your 10th house, governing career, public image, and personal identity. With Mercury transiting through your first house, it returns to its home sign, and this alignment offers both opportunities and challenges for your professional and personal life. During this period, the combination of Mercury's intellectual prowess and Virgo's analytical nature heightens your communication skills, decision-making abilities, and attention to detail. However, this same transit can also lead to mental stress, overthinking, and strained relationships if not managed properly. Mercury's transit in your first house promises professional growth, driven by your intellect, work ethic, and impeccable timing and communication. You will find yourself in a favorable position at work, with superiors acknowledging your commitment and results. Your ability to convey ideas clearly and efficiently will play a key role in your success. Professions involving communication, teaching, or public speaking will especially benefit during this transit, as your words will carry weight and influence. However, it is important to remain cautious about workplace politics. Mercury's association with intellect means that others may see you as a threat to their own ambitions, leading to rivalries or attempts to undermine your success. It's crucial to avoid getting embroiled in office gossip or conspiracies that could tarnish your professional image. While your communication will be clear and effective, there's also the risk of being too critical or coming across as arrogant if you're not mindful of how you present yourself. This could lead to misunderstandings with colleagues, especially if your words seem overly sharp or condescending. While Mercury in Virgo enhances your communication, it may also affect your ability to make decisions, particularly with the influence of Ketu in the first house. Ketu's headless nature could lead to confusion or feelings of indecisiveness. You might find yourself second-guessing your choices or feeling that you lack clarity, especially in critical moments. This could result in mental stress as you overanalyze situations without coming to a solid conclusion. Virgo individuals are known for their meticulous attention to detail, but during this transit, that trait may work against you. Overthinking every decision can paralyze your ability to act, leading to missed opportunities or delayed projects. This indecision might also affect your health, as mental stress can manifest physically. Pay attention to signs of exhaustion or burnout, and ensure that you are taking care of both your mental and physical well-being during this time. On a personal front, Mercury's influence in your first house can improve communication with your partner and family members, leading to a harmonious and affectionate environment. You will be able to charm your loved ones with your wit and intelligence, and your partner will be particularly drawn to your magnetic persona. This is a great time to strengthen your bond with your partner through meaningful conversations and quality time spent together. However, the conjunction of Mercury with Ketu and the Sun creates a complicated dynamic in your personal life. Ketu can make emotional expression difficult, leading to a sense of detachment or misunderstanding. While Mercury encourages intellectual connections, Ketu's influence may cause you to feel emotionally distant or misunderstood by your loved ones. There's a risk of strained relationships if you fail to balance your analytical side with empathy and emotional support. In particular, you may struggle to express your true feelings, which can cause frustration in your relationships. It is crucial to be mindful of how you communicate during this period. While your words will be precise, they may lack warmth, leading others to misinterpret your intentions. Emotional misunderstandings could create unnecessary conflicts, especially in your romantic relationships or with family members. This transit also affects your financial situation, as Mercury rules the 10th house of career and the 1st house of self. While you are likely to experience professional success and potential financial gains, Ketu's influence in the 1st house introduces an element of unpredictability to your earnings. You may find that money comes in but slips away just as quickly, making it difficult to maintain financial stability. Ketu's spiritual influence may lead you to adopt a more detached approach to material wealth. You might begin questioning the importance of financial success, feeling more drawn towards spiritual fulfillment. This could create a sense of internal conflict, as Mercury's influence encourages you to pursue material gains, while Ketu urges you to focus on spiritual growth. It's important to strike a balance between these two opposing energies. On the one hand, you can explore spiritual ways of earning or align your career with your personal values. On the other hand, you must remain cautious about overspending or making hasty financial decisions during this transit. As Mercury moves closer to a conjunction with the Sun and Ketu in Virgo, the intensity of this transit will increase. The Sun represents ego and authority, while Ketu symbolizes detachment and spiritual wisdom. This combination can create internal conflict, making you feel both empowered and uncertain at the same time. While the Sun's presence in your 1st house boosts your confidence and self-image, Ketu's influence may leave you feeling disconnected from your achievements, as if something is missing. This heightened intensity reaches a peak around the end of September when Mercury and Ketu form an exact conjunction. During this time, it is crucial to avoid making major decisions, especially regarding your career or finances. There may be a temptation to act impulsively, but it is advisable to wait until after this conjunction passes to gain clarity. Overall, Mercury's transit through Virgo offers both opportunities and challenges for Virgo individuals. While your communication skills and professional prospects will improve, mental stress, decision-making difficulties, and emotional detachment may arise. By focusing on balance and mindfulness, you can navigate this period successfully, ensuring growth in both your personal and professional life. Avoid rushing into decisions and take time to reflect on your choices, especially as Ketu's influence may cloud your judgment. For Libra, Mercury's transit through Virgo in 12th house presents an intriguing blend of opportunities and challenges. As the ruler of both the 9th and 12th houses for Libra individuals, Mercury in this position brings a strong emphasis on foreign lands, spiritual exploration, and expenditure. The 12th house governs matters related to isolation, hospitals, multinational corporations, and foreign connections. Thus, this transit signals increased involvement with foreign travels and connections, alongside potential concerns about financial management and mental well-being. During Mercury's transit through Virgo, there will be moderate progress on the professional front for Libra individuals. While the conjunction of Mercury and Sun in the 12th house amplifies work responsibilities and workload, it doesn't necessarily translate into significant career advancements or financial gains. The workload may increase, leading to greater pressure to complete tasks on time. This can result in a period of high stress, where you might feel overwhelmed by deadlines and commitments. However, the key to surviving and thriving during this transit lies in your ability to tap into your intuitive capabilities and rely on hard work to meet your goals. Professionally, Libra individuals may experience some disruption as this transit could lead to financial losses, particularly if they engage in hasty or poorly planned decisions, especially regarding foreign investments or business transactions. The 12th house's association with expenditure and losses means that monetary challenges are likely. Any financial transactions made during this time need to be approached cautiously, particularly as Mercury moves closer to Ketu at the end of September. The conjunction with Ketu can lead to confusion and misjudgment, particularly in areas involving investments and financial dealings, so it's advisable to hold off on major financial decisions until after October. Mental health and well-being are key themes during this transit. As Mercury rules over Libra's 9th house of higher thinking, wisdom, and philosophy and 12th house of isolation, spirituality, and foreign matters, there is a tension between rational, logical decision-making and spiritual exploration. The intensity of this mental struggle may lead to stress, confusion, and feelings of being overwhelmed. This transit encourages introspection, but it also brings a significant amount of mental agitation, particularly due to the aspect from Rahu in the 6th house. An overactive mind and racing thoughts could disrupt sleep patterns, adding to physical exhaustion. health concerns could arise during this period. The 12th house governs hospitals, and the increased mental stress and workload could take a toll on your physical well-being. Be mindful of potential health issues that might emerge from burnout or exhaustion. Prioritizing rest, relaxation, and seeking moments of peace through meditation or spiritual practices will be crucial in maintaining mental and physical balance. One of the more positive aspects of this transit is the opportunity for spiritual growth and detachment from worldly pleasures. The 12th house is often associated with spirituality, introspection, and meditation, and with Mercury's presence here, Libra individuals may feel drawn toward these areas more intensely. There is a strong chance that you will seek peace through spiritual practices, retreats, or meditation during this time. The conjunction with Ketu, a planet associated with detachment, further amplifies this need for inner reflection and spiritual exploration. However, this detachment can also manifest as a lack of concern for material matters, including financial gains. You may feel less inclined to chase after wealth and material success, preferring instead to focus on personal and spiritual growth. While this can be beneficial for your inner peace, it's important to remain grounded and ensure that financial responsibilities are not neglected in the process. The presence of Mercury in the 12th house could lead to deeper connections with loved ones, particularly through meaningful conversations and shared experiences. Spending time with family and loved ones will bring joy and satisfaction. However, it is important to keep an eye on your spending habits during this period, especially when it comes to keeping your family happy. There is a strong likelihood of overspending, which could lead to financial strain. Clear communication with your partner will be vital in managing expenses and avoiding misunderstandings. By discussing financial concerns openly, you can ensure that your partner remains supportive, and you both can work together to maintain financial stability. This transit also brings a heightened sensitivity to emotional expression, and you might find it difficult to articulate your feelings, adding to the potential for relationship strain. Patience and clear communication will help mitigate these issues. Mercury's position in the 12th house suggests that foreign travel is on the horizon for Libra individuals. Whether for business or personal reasons, this transit brings the possibility of visiting foreign lands. It is advised to remain patient and flexible during this time, particularly if traveling abroad before the end of September when Mercury gets closer to Ketu. The 12th house governs hidden enemies, and during this transit, you may become aware of adversaries who have been working against you in secret. However, with Mercury's strong intellectual influence, you are likely to outsmart these enemies, particularly with Rahu's support from the 6th house. Trust your instincts and use your intellectual abilities to navigate any challenges that arise from hidden opposition. Overall, Mercury's transit through Virgo in the 12th house brings Libra individuals a period of reflection, increased responsibilities, and challenges. While there may be obstacles on the professional front, particularly with financial management and workload, this transit also offers an opportunity for deep spiritual growth and introspection. Be cautious with financial decisions, avoid unnecessary expenditures, and focus on maintaining mental and physical well-being during this time. By embracing the detachment and spiritual exploration this transit offers, Libra individuals can navigate these challenges with resilience and clarity, emerging with a stronger sense of purpose and balance. For Scorpio, Mercury's transit through Virgo has significant implications, as it affects the 11th and 8th houses. Mercury rules both of these houses, and its exalted position in Virgo brings focus to the 11th house, which governs monetary gains, aspirations, friendships, and social networks. Mercury's presence in the 11th house is highly favorable for Scorpio individuals in terms of career and financial advancement. This period will likely bring increased social recognition and career development. Scorpio individuals may see promotions, new job titles, or monetary rewards such as bonuses or job incentives. As the 11th house is closely linked to monetary gains, this transit could also bring financial rewards from various sources, including work and personal ventures. You may find yourself making profits through networking or social circles, which play an influential role in your progress. However, caution is needed when dealing with speculative investments or risky financial decisions. Though gains are likely, this is not the best time to take unnecessary risks. While financial growth is possible, the emphasis may be more on emotional and spiritual fulfillment than purely material success. Mercury's exalted position could also bring positive changes to your health. If you've been dealing with long-term ailments, this transit may trigger the start of a healing process. Your energy levels and overall well-being are likely to improve. Socially, this period will be active and engaging. You may host or attend several gatherings that bring family and friends closer. However, Ketu's influence, along with Mercury's conjunction with the Sun, could bring a more detached or aloof attitude towards social engagements. Despite the busyness of your social life, you may find yourself emotionally distant, preferring solitude over mingling. Indulgence in high-calorie or rich foods during social outings could pose a health risk, particularly weight gain or digestive issues. It is advised to practice moderation when it comes to food and alcohol during this period. The key is to balance social pleasure with health consciousness. On a personal level, this transit can be a mixed bag. Your relationships, whether with your partner, family, or colleagues, will generally be cordial and harmonious. However, the Sun's conjunction with Mercury can make you prone to arrogance, rudeness, or egoistic behavior, which could strain interactions. This is especially important to note when dealing with close friends, elder siblings, or business partners, as the 11th house governs these relationships. Scorpio individuals may experience sudden detachments or conflicts with friends and siblings due to Ketu's influence. There may even be a severing of ties with certain individuals who no longer align with your values or life goals. Ketu's presence fosters detachment, and this could manifest as a desire to distance yourself from social circles or old friendships that no longer serve your personal growth. On the other hand, this period offers significant opportunities for spiritual networking. You may find yourself gravitating towards groups of like-minded individuals who share your spiritual or intellectual interests. While Mercury brings mental agility and sharp communication skills, Ketu encourages detachment from materialistic pursuits. This combination may result in a more introspective and philosophical approach to your goals. You might feel a stronger inclination towards spiritual or unconventional aspirations, questioning the relevance of traditional material success. Your focus may shift towards gaining emotional and spiritual satisfaction rather than chasing monetary gains. This transit is also an excellent period for engaging in spiritual discussions, networking with others who share your philosophical outlook, and participating in community activities related to intellectual or spiritual development. However, the Sun's proximity to Mercury and Ketu in this house may create tension, particularly in the form of ego clashes or misunderstandings with others who do not share your views. It's important to note that this period is also marked by the impact of recent and upcoming eclipses. The partial lunar eclipse on September 18th and the solar eclipse on October 2nd will influence the energy of this transit, particularly as the Sun moves into conjunction with Ketu. Eclipses often bring endings, new beginnings, or revelations, particularly in matters related to social circles, professional networks, and friendships. Scorpio individuals might witness sudden changes in these areas, such as the conclusion of a friendship or the redefinition of personal goals. Finally, Mercury's transit through Virgo, especially as it conjuncts Ketu and the Sun, calls for caution in communication and financial dealings. Scorpio individuals may face unexpected expenditures or challenges related to income. Venus's transit into Libra, which rules Scorpio's 12th house of expenses and foreign travel, further accentuates the possibility of spending, particularly on foreign travel or luxury items. Financial management will be crucial during this time, as overspending could lead to stress. Your communication style may need some refinement. With Mercury exalted but under the influence of the Sun, there's a risk of coming across as overly assertive or blunt, which could harm both professional and personal relationships. Keeping your tone diplomatic and avoiding impulsive speech will help you navigate this period smoothly. Overall, Mercury's transit through Virgo in September will bring a blend of professional progress, financial gains, and spiritual growth for Scorpio individuals. While the potential for success is high, particularly through social and professional networks, Ketu's influence demands introspection and caution. Balancing material aspirations with spiritual growth, managing finances wisely, and maintaining diplomacy in relationships will be key themes for Scorpio during this period. For Sagittarius, the transit of Mercury into Virgo brings a profound impact specifically in the realms of career, relationships, and personal growth. As Mercury governs both the 7th and 10th houses for Sagittarius, this transit is particularly potent, marking a period of professional progress and personal harmony. With Mercury, the Lord of your 10th house, transiting into Virgo, your professional life is set to undergo significant transformation. Virgo being Mercury's own sign enhances the planet's strength, allowing you to reap the benefits of this transit. During this period, Sagittarius individuals will experience growth and recognition in their career. You may find yourself winning over your adversaries, overcoming challenges, and achieving success in your endeavors. The professional atmosphere will be filled with positivity, and this energy will propel you forward. You are likely to receive acknowledgement for your hard work and perseverance, leading to promotions, new responsibilities, or increased respect from your peers. This transit is also favorable for business owners, as Mercury's influence could bring opportunities to expand your business ventures. You may introduce new segments or branches into your business, and your efforts are likely to yield financial gains. Sagittarius individuals in entrepreneurial roles should leverage this period to implement innovative ideas and strategies to expand their operations. Cooperation with business partners will be smooth, with mutual understanding and respect guiding your joint efforts. However, despite the potential for progress, there are challenges to be mindful of. Mars is casting its aspect on the 10th house, which could lead to heated situations at the workplace. There may be moments when your temper flares, especially in professional negotiations or discussions. Mars' influence could make you more prone to arguments or impulsive decision-making, so it's essential to approach professional matters with patience and diplomacy. Ketu's influence in the 10th house brings an element of detachment and confusion. You may experience internal conflict about your professional goals, particularly if you find yourself torn between material success and intellectual or spiritual fulfillment. For some, this may manifest as a desire to pursue a career that aligns more with personal values rather than financial gain. On the personal front, the transit of Mercury in Virgo will strengthen your relationships, especially with your partner and family. The influence of Mercury will bring harmony and mutual understanding in your relationships, allowing you to resolve past conflicts and misunderstandings. You will feel a sense of peace and balance in your personal life, which will positively affect your overall well-being. Your partner will be particularly supportive during this period, offering unconditional love and encouragement, especially during difficult times. This supportive bond will help you navigate any challenges that arise in your professional or personal life. Family relationships, particularly with your father, will also see positive development. The transit of Mercury will enhance communication and bring warmth to your interactions with family members. This is an excellent time for family bonding, and you may even plan a long vacation or retreat with your loved ones. This period fosters togetherness, and it is an ideal time to reconnect with family members or strengthen existing bonds. While relationships are generally favorable during this transit, there are a few challenges to note. You may feel less inclined to seek public recognition for your achievements, preferring instead to keep a low profile. This tendency to withdraw might extend to your personal life as well, causing you to shy away from social gatherings or large events. It's essential to strike a balance between seeking solitude for introspection and staying connected with loved ones. In terms of finances, this transit will bring stability and growth for Sagittarius individuals. Mercury's influence, along with support from your professional endeavors, will result in steady financial gains. Whether through your job or business ventures, you are likely to see an improvement in your financial situation. This is a good time to plan for future financial goals, such as investments or savings, as the energy of this transit supports practical and intelligent decision-making. For those planning vacations or significant expenses, such as family trips, this period will be favorable. The financial stability provided by this transit will allow you to indulge in some luxuries without causing strain on your budget. However, it's still advisable to be cautious with your spending, particularly in light of the influence of Ketu, which can sometimes lead to confusion or misjudgments in financial matters. The transit of Mercury in Virgo also highlights the importance of maintaining good health, particularly mental health. Mars' aspect on the 10th house and the 1st house could lead to increased stress or irritability. It's important to be mindful of your temper and avoid letting professional pressures spill over into your personal life. Mental peace can be achieved by focusing on your spiritual and intellectual pursuits, which are highly favored during this time. You may feel drawn toward more introspective activities, such as meditation or spiritual practices, which can help you maintain a balanced mindset. Ketu's influence encourages a detached, spiritual approach to life, and this period may lead to significant personal growth on a deeper, more philosophical level. Taking time for yourself to reflect on your goals and priorities will be beneficial for your overall well-being. Overall, the transit of Mercury in Virgo will bring a mix of opportunities and challenges for Sagittarius individuals. Professionally, this is a time of growth and recognition, though it is essential to manage workplace politics and avoid impulsive decisions. Personal relationships will thrive, with support from your partner and family providing a sense of harmony and peace. Financial stability will allow for planned indulgences, but caution is advised in managing expenses. Finally, paying attention to your mental health and embracing spiritual practices will help you navigate the complexities of this period with grace and balance. For Capricorn, Mercury's transit in Virgo has significant implications as it directly impacts the 9th house, which governs higher education, dharma, philosophy, spirituality, and long-distance travel. As the ruler of both the 6th house of health, enemies, debts, and the 9th house of luck, destiny, father, Mercury's position in its own house during this transit brings a blend of opportunities and challenges. During this transit, Capricorn individuals will experience sharpness in their intellect and an increased ability to focus. This enhanced mental clarity, combined with their natural inclination for hard work, positions them well for professional growth. Mercury, as the ruler of the 6th house of service and 9th house of destiny, bestows a favorable influence on work-related matters. Those in professions such as teaching, consulting, mentoring, or spiritual advising will find themselves in a prime position to influence others and enhance their public image. This is an excellent time for Capricorn individuals to expand their social networks and strengthen professional relationships. The combination of hard work and favorable luck will likely bring unexpected financial rewards. Opportunities to resolve old issues or challenges at work will arise, helping them overcome professional obstacles. Victory in legal matters or disputes is also likely, as the 6th house Lord Mercury brings resolution to conflicts and enmities. However, Capricorn individuals are advised to remain cautious about rushing decisions, as Mars' influence from the 6th house through its aspect on the 9th could lead to impatience, especially in legal or work-related matters. While Mercury's transit brings professional opportunities, it also poses challenges to Capricorn individuals in terms of faith and spirituality. The 9th house, being the house of dharma, belief systems, and long-distance travel, may come under strain during this transit. Capricorn individuals may face crises of faith or feel disconnected from their traditional spiritual practices. This period could lead them to question long-held beliefs or embark on a quest for deeper spiritual truths. However, the conjunction of Mercury with Ketu, the planet of detachment, can lead to confusion and irritability regarding philosophical or religious matters. Capricorn individuals may feel the urge to seek spiritual guidance from unconventional sources, such as mysticism or esoteric teachings. They might even be drawn toward exploring the hidden mysteries of ancient places of worship. However, this transit also cautions against fanaticism or overemphasis on one's personal spiritual beliefs. There is a tendency to become overly assertive about one's philosophical views, which can lead to debates and confrontations, particularly with family or peers. This transit encourages Capricorn individuals to maintain an open mind and avoid getting lost in ideological rigidity. Capricorn individuals may be drawn to long-distance travel or pilgrimages during Mercury's transit through the 9th house. However, this period brings cautionary notes regarding travel, as accidents or unexpected disruptions are likely. Those planning trips should take extra precautions, especially if traveling for spiritual or religious purposes. The presence of Ketu in the 9th house alongside Mercury could result in sudden changes in travel plans or difficulties in executing planned journeys. While long-distance travel may be fraught with obstacles, this period does offer the opportunity for profound spiritual exploration. Capricorns may find themselves embarking on journeys that challenge their beliefs and bring them face-to-face with deeper, more meaningful questions about life. However, they should be careful not to let doubts erode their sense of direction. Mercury's transit will also impact Capricorn individuals' relationships with their family, particularly with their father and partner. Maintaining harmony in these relationships is crucial, as disputes or misunderstandings could arise. Capricorns may find themselves at odds with family members, especially regarding religious or philosophical beliefs. The key to navigating these challenges lies in maintaining clear and calm communication. There is also a risk of over-explaining or getting into unnecessary arguments, particularly in professional settings. Capricorn individuals should avoid getting too involved in debates or being overly assertive, as this could backfire and put them in compromising situations. The aspect of Mars on the 9th house could make them more prone to irritation, especially regarding disagreements with authority figures or mentors. Practicing patience and diplomacy will help them avoid conflicts. On the positive side, Capricorn individuals will experience a stronger bond with their loved ones during this transit. Their innate sense of responsibility and attention to detail will allow them to care for their family members, especially their partner, with great compassion and understanding. This is an ideal time to express love and concern for those closest to them, as doing so will strengthen relationships and bring personal satisfaction. The influence of Mercury in the 9th house will also bring some relief in financial matters, particularly regarding debts or loans. As the ruler of the 6th house of debts transits the house of luck and destiny, Capricorn individuals may find that financial challenges are resolved, or that new opportunities for financial growth arise. However, they should remain cautious and avoid hasty financial decisions, especially in matters related to travel or foreign investments. Legal matters, particularly those involving family or inheritance, may also come to the forefront. Capricorn individuals could find unexpected help or support from mentors or spiritual guides, leading to favorable outcomes in legal disputes. Overall, Mercury's transit through Virgo presents a period of mixed blessings for Capricorn individuals. While there are significant opportunities for professional growth, intellectual advancement, and financial relief, the transit also brings challenges in faith, family relations, and travel. Capricorns should approach this period with caution, especially regarding spiritual and philosophical matters. By balancing their hard work with patience and avoiding impulsive decisions, Capricorn individuals can navigate this transit successfully and emerge stronger in both their professional and personal lives. For Aquarius, the transit of Mercury in Virgo holds significant implications as it affects their 5th and 8th houses. Mercury governs these areas, symbolizing themes such as creativity, children, speculative investments, sudden events, longevity, and hidden aspects of life. During this transit, Mercury will enter the 8th house for Aquarius, a position known for its transformative energy and capacity to bring unexpected developments. One of the most notable aspects of this transit is the possibility of sudden gains from unexpected sources. This could include inheritance, investments, or windfalls from ventures that seem dormant. Mercury's influence in the 8th house suggests that hidden opportunities will emerge, leading to positive financial outcomes. Aquarius individuals will be presented with opportunities to excel in their careers, particularly in fields that require research, analysis, or a deep understanding of complex issues as Mercury sharpens the intellect and provides clarity in these areas. However, the professional landscape will present mixed results. While the influence of Mercury promises sudden gains, there may also be challenges, especially when it comes to relationships with colleagues or rivals. Rivals may attempt to undermine your progress or tarnish your image, but with careful handling and Mercury's support, Aquarius individuals can navigate these challenges effectively. This transit encourages Aquarius to take bold steps in their career, leading to recognition and respect from peers. It is a time to trust in your own abilities and allow your intuition to guide you. On the personal front, Mercury's transit in Virgo brings domestic bliss, but it may be accompanied by some initial turbulence. Conflicts with a spouse or family members could arise, particularly with elder members, such as your father. The conjunction of Mercury with the Sun and Ketu suggests that misunderstandings or miscommunications could create temporary friction. However, these conflicts will likely resolve, leading to a period of harmony and deeper understanding. For singles, there is potential for a friendship to evolve into a romantic commitment, but this will require effort and patience. A key aspect of maintaining harmony during this period is to respect personal boundaries, especially in marriage or committed relationships. Privacy and space will play an essential role in keeping the peace and nurturing intimacy. The presence of Ketu and the Sun alongside Mercury adds an intense, spiritual dimension to this transit. Ketu, the planet of detachment and spiritual liberation, co-rules Aquarius' 10th house and brings a focus on metaphysical pursuits. Aquarius individuals may experience a period where they question their existing beliefs and seek deeper truths beyond the material realm. This transit may cause some to feel disillusioned with traditional paths, pushing them to explore spirituality in a more independent and unconventional manner. As the ruling planet of the 5th and 8th houses, Mercury further intensifies this need for intellectual exploration, urging Aquarius individuals to dive into subjects such as mysticism, astrology, or philosophy. This search for meaning may come with temporary feelings of dissatisfaction, as life continues to present challenges without immediate solutions. Nonetheless, this phase offers immense potential for personal growth. As Aquarius individuals delve deeper into the mysteries of life, they will uncover profound insights that can transform their understanding of both themselves and the world around them. Teachers or mentors with strong spiritual or intellectual backgrounds may also appear during this time, guiding Aquarius individuals towards self-realization and greater spiritual awareness. Mercury's transit in the 8th house also brings focus to health, particularly sudden or unexpected health concerns. Mars, currently transiting Aquarius' 5th house, is casting an aspect on the 8th house, heightening the likelihood of sudden incidents related to health. Those under the influence of a Mars, Mercury, or Maha-dasha should be particularly cautious during this period, as it may exacerbate health challenges or bring sudden, unforeseen changes. It is essential to prioritize self-care and be mindful of any signs of physical or mental discomfort. Mercury's influence can sometimes lead to overthinking, which, combined with the 8th house's energy, might result in increased anxiety or stress. Disputes over inheritance or property matters may arise during this transit. Aquarius individuals could find themselves entangled in family conflicts related to shared assets or wealth. While these disputes could cause temporary distress, Mercury's influence suggests that by the end of this transit, favorable outcomes are likely. Persistence and clear communication will be key to resolving these matters. Financial stability may also be tested during this transit, particularly due to the lunar eclipse in Aquarius' second house, which governs finances and family wealth. The eclipse season can cloud judgment, causing mental confusion or impulsive decision-making. It is advised to avoid making major financial decisions or investments during this period, as the effects of the eclipse could bring unforeseen complications. The eclipse's influence on mental well-being could also lead to increased stress, particularly regarding money matters or family dynamics. However, as the energy of the eclipse subsides, clarity will return, and Aquarius individuals will be better equipped to address these issues with a clear mind. Overall, the transit of Mercury in Virgo brings a transformative period for Aquarius individuals, filled with opportunities for financial growth, career advancement, and deep spiritual exploration. While challenges in personal relationships and health may arise, the overall energy of this transit favors growth and self-improvement. Aquarius individuals are encouraged to embrace the sudden changes that may come their way, trusting in their ability to navigate these shifts with grace and resilience. By staying open to new experiences and remaining patient, Aquarius individuals will find themselves emerging from this period with greater clarity, wisdom, and a deeper understanding of life's mysteries. For Pisces, the transit of Mercury into Virgo brings a complex mix of opportunities and challenges as it directly affects their seventh house of marriage, partnerships, and business dealings. Mercury rules both the fourth and seventh houses for Pisces individuals, which connects it to domestic comfort, emotional well-being, and crucial interpersonal relationships. The conjunction of Mercury with the Sun and Ketu further intensifies the energy of this period, impacting both personal and professional aspects. One of the most striking impacts of Mercury's transit is its effect on personal relationships, particularly marriage or long-term partnerships. This is a time where Pisces individuals might feel low on energy, and a sense of solitude may emerge, causing strain on relationships. You may prefer spending time alone, but this can inadvertently lead to issues with your spouse or partner. The tendency to overanalyze relationships is likely to be strong during this transit, which can create unnecessary confusion, emotional distance, and even feelings of detachment from your partner. Pisces individuals should be cautious about their communication, as Mercury's influence can make words sharp and hurtful, potentially causing disputes. While Mercury is exalted in Virgo, which gives clarity and analytical skills, this sharpness can lead to miscommunications, especially when discussing sensitive matters. It's crucial to avoid getting bogged down in dissecting every aspect of the relationship or business partnership, as this may create more problems than solutions. Instead, Pisces individuals should focus on letting go of expectations and surrendering to the flow of the relationship. This approach will bring more peace and contentment, minimizing the likelihood of misunderstandings and emotional turmoil. On the professional front, this transit is likely to present difficulties, especially concerning business partnerships or dealings with the government. There may be delays in paperwork or bureaucratic challenges, causing frustration and even potential financial losses. This is not the ideal time to make significant changes in your business or career. For instance, initiating new projects or making bold business moves could lead to setbacks, and the overall pace of professional growth may feel slow despite your best efforts. The key to managing these challenges is to stay organized and vigilant in your work. Since Mercury governs planning and communication, it is crucial to maintain a methodical approach to your professional responsibilities. Though progress may be slow, consistent effort and patience will lead to eventual gains. It's advisable to avoid impulsive decisions and to double-check all paperwork and official documents to prevent errors or miscommunications. While this period will require hard work, it is important to remember that being well-prepared and calm will help you navigate the difficulties. Business partnerships are particularly vulnerable during this period. The presence of Ketu and the Sun in the 7th house, along with Mercury, suggests that existing partnerships might experience turbulence. Ketu's influence, which is often associated with detachment and dissolution, may cause you to question the strength of your partnerships. You might begin to wonder whether the relationship is truly beneficial or whether it's time to seek other opportunities. This could lead to conflicts, or even the ending of partnerships if not handled with care. Mars is casting its aspect on the 7th house, which brings an element of aggression and tension into both personal and professional partnerships. Any disagreements during this period could easily escalate into heated arguments, especially if both parties are unwilling to compromise. Pisces individuals must exercise patience and diplomacy during this time to avoid irreparable damage to their relationships or business alliances. Financially, this is a time to be extremely cautious. The transit suggests that there could be significant losses, especially in business ventures that involve external partnerships or government regulations. There is a risk of encountering legal or bureaucratic issues that could lead to unexpected expenses. Therefore, it is essential to stay vigilant and avoid making risky financial decisions during this transit. Health is another area of concern during this transit. Pisces individuals might feel physically drained, and there is a possibility of facing health issues, particularly related to stress and mental well-being. The tendency to overthink and worry, combined with the emotional strain from relationship issues, can take a toll on your mental health. The lunar eclipse on September 18th occurred in Pisces' first house, which governs the self and personal health. This eclipse could exacerbate feelings of confusion, anxiety, and emotional instability, particularly regarding your self-worth and personal relationships. It is important to take care of both your physical and mental health during this time. Engaging in relaxation techniques, such as meditation or yoga, can help manage stress and bring clarity to your thoughts. Avoid overanalyzing problems or letting small issues escalate into larger concerns. Focusing on self-care and taking things one step at a time will help mitigate the mental strain brought on by this transit. One of the more positive aspects of this transit is the potential for wealth accumulation, particularly for Pisces individuals who are involved in real estate or property dealings. Mercury's exaltation in the 7th house suggests that foreign connections or dealings in overseas markets could bring financial gains. This is particularly relevant for Pisces individuals working in industries related to real estate, where the potential for profit is high. Those living abroad or considering investing in property in foreign lands may find opportunities for wealth accumulation during this period. However, it is essential to remain cautious and avoid making impulsive decisions, especially in light of the various challenges mentioned earlier. A well-thought-out approach to financial investments will yield better results than any hasty or emotional decisions. Overall, the transit of Mercury through Virgo brings a period of mixed results for Pisces individuals. While there are opportunities for wealth accumulation, particularly in the realm of real estate or foreign ventures, challenges in personal relationships, professional partnerships, and health are likely to dominate this transit. The key to navigating this period successfully lies in staying patient, organized, and mindful of your communication. By managing expectations and avoiding overanalysis, Pisces individuals can mitigate the negative effects of this transit and come out stronger by the end of it. As we wrap up this transit episode, remember that these insights are based on sidereal or Vedic astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference with the tropical zodiac. If you'd like more personalized predictions for their specific zodiac sign or have any questions about their astrological chart, feel free to reach out to us. Stay tuned for more astrological updates. If they found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more astrology insights. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so they never miss an update. Thank they once again for joining us, and we eagerly anticipate sharing more astrological wisdom with they in the future. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shining bright.